Hi everyone. Today we are here because we're gonna discuss a really matter that I think it's gonna be something that is crucial today. How to stop, how to stop being addicted to be a gambler. How to stop to gambling. How high lose the willingness, the motivation to gamble. A gamble, as any type of other behavior, we have to look if you want to stop doing a behavior, we have to understand what motivates us to do the behavior because actions are made by us in order to us take something useful from the world. And so if we're doing the action of gambling is because we're not create context which we, by being included on, we will not do the action, and probably because or we have better actions to be done, or probably the punishments that we receive by gambling are not being applied. So we have to work in that spectrum that is the one that psychology tends to look for when we do and when we try to treat some actions, and in that case is trying to not having the continuation of the action being done. And so we have to work in reducing the motivation to do the action of gambling. So first of all, we have to look that actions have good effects and have bad effects. What you have to work on, we have to try to reducing the good effects that comes with the action of gambling, and trying to obviously probably increasing the bad things that can come with the action of gambling. But instead of looking already for it, we probably can look for the previous step in order to do the action of gambling. We can try to do what? We can try to make it difficult to pass to the pre-step of doing the action of gambling. And what I want to say with that, probably it will start by trying to and understanding where I do the action of gambling. That probably in phone, can be in a computer. Probably we should look for the pathway that we're trying and we are making, and make it harder by trying to make it longer or being difficult to surpass. What we can do, we can try to first of all install any type of Google extension, any type of app of gambling that we have, because it makes it difficult. Probably by installing, we will so or now need that we don't have the installed app, we will have to look for the internet where the gambling, the casino that exists, and we are we are logged on, and we have to do a harder type of process of logging in our account and play if we in comparison we stay with the app installed. Other thing that can makes it harder can be putting some type of password that can be difficult to remember, can be like putting a lot of passwords to enter in a gambling. You can like put uh, our app in some specific type of region in our configuration in our phone, and for that we have to enter in the past, we have to enter in the documents in order to get access to the app, and this will require a lot of steps to enter on that we can put with obviously the objective to make us have less motivation, because it's harder to play if we configure it in that way than it would if we did nothing. So it's a step that we have to look for. Put something harder in something that it matches with psychology says that is useful. The opportunity cost, whatever you make, when any type of action, it's something that you can configure it for any type of bad action that you can have. You can always try to make it so stop doing the action. You can always try to make them make harder to do the action, and it's something that it's really useful and it's really effective. So now that we talk about and I've give to you some useful tricks, we can obviously make it harder in other ways. I'm trying to say gambling, but if we're talking about smoking, you can try so make it harder to get the the box where the cigarettes are included on. You can make it like in something on the top of your house, that's so it's difficult to catch it, and it will require you probably to left of your house, your apartment, and you will have like the need to get to in order to get the cigarette you have to walk a bit to get it, and so it will turn something harder. But now that we already passed this, we have to look for the good effects and bad effects. The reality that so we need to build the belief that gambling is something that's bad. So how to make gambling seems bad? Having punishments, we can like swear, you can like putting something that we are obligated to do wherever I do the action of gambling. I will say that I can do like a promise that for someone to increase the compliment and how much I'm obligated to do so, the consequence of doing a certain action that I want to do. I can say that whenever I do a process or a game of or gambling, I will say that I'm gonna have to do flexions. I will have to do some type of exercise. I will have like to left house and to do some type of steps and walk away during some time. And if it's something that plays in the type of things that I don't like, it's always something that I will so configure it, it will increase our aversion during in comparison with or in relation with the action of gambling. I can like do a promise, which I say that something that I really like can be like chocolate, can be like food, pizza. I would say that, or even phone, cell phone can be useful. I can say that whenever or wherever I do the action of gambling, I promise to me that I'm not gonna have access to my phone during 3-4 hours, and obviously to increase the probability of that type of consequence that comes with the action of gambling. I'm breaking, so I'm breaking like my in order to not break so the promise that I have done, I can make it and give it so the of other people to try to hide so the cell phone, the food, whenever or wherever I do this action, something that will increase so my tendency, the normal tendency that we can have in order to break what we promised in the past. So later, other type of strategy that we can adopt, it can look so now we have looked for the way that we can build the belief that gambling is not good and what makes me so don't having the action of gambling happening so anytime soon. And I have to work in beliefs. And how do we learn? Beliefs are like learnings that our brain have. And so I have talked about one type of learning that we have, that is the learning by our consequence, try to increase so bad side effects that comes with the action, and obviously by having the ability to these bad effects really happening, I can like use strategy where involve other persons that can be sure they can ensure that these bad effects happens wherever I do the action of gambling, and I can work as well in trying to extinguish the good effects that comes with the action of gambling. So if the action of gambling, imagine that I earn money, I will say that and do a promise with when it can be like identity that you respect, like God. You can say that whatever you do the action, the money that you earn, you will not be able to spend. You'll not like can't like cash and spending your things. It's something that so will reduce the type of value that has the money that we earn with gambling, and so gambling starts not being something good, because the good in gambling is the perception that we have about the probability of gaining money that so can't reduce in real valuable things, that so it's the value of the money. So working in good effects, trying to extinguish them, and working in increasing the bad effects. Prior to that, it's important as well so to reduce trying to reduce the perception of how easy it is to do the action of gambling, and this is by decreasing or increasing the difficult or increasing in terms of range of the pathway during the time that my brain triggers a thought that I want to do the action of gambling, and being in a app wherever we are that we do the action of gambling. and I've said so. Putting passwords that you need a lot of things to remember, so makes it difficult to assess your gambling, and installing the app, so you need to have other type of pathways in order to enter in your accounts and do the action. And so these all are things that it's principles that they like they rule the way that we human beings behave, and so by working on them, it's something that is useful. Now, other strategies that people can do that makes something being like being good. Whenever you do the action of not gambling, you can as well promise, so you can try, instead of just working in the action of gambling, trying to extinguish the benefits and increasing the bad side effects, you can work in increasing so the good effects that comes when we don't do the action of gambling. You can promise to you whatever you are like with the willingness and you want to do the action of gambling, and you don't do it, so you kind of resist to this type of wish that you have. You will say that you give you some type of thing that you want. You can say that you kind of will hello to play some type of video game that you do like. It's a strategy that we have to do. It's like falling and stop being in autopilot and start working and knowing the concepts of human behavior that applied in our lives, and I have it, so the ability to apply for my specific case can increase so my ability to face the type of behaviors that I don't want to have, but unfortunately I have. And this can be helped and can be used and can be helped by using some type of human psychology frameworks that people have studied and have proved that they are real. So with that video, I expect to be useful for you, and see you in the next one.